We fear the unknown. We fear things that we don't understand, especially when it comes from a place that we've never learned about something that cannot be explained by logic, something that cannot be explained by science. So you have to be able to learn to accept the unknown and even the paranormal, because I've had a lot of paranormal type experiences just this year. I've talked about them here. Lots of very interesting things. I don't know if you necessarily call it paranormal type of experiences, but it is otherworldly, I should describe it as, because it is something that you can't explain. There is a statistical impossibility of the experiences that I've experienced. So, at first, when I started making these videos about these interesting experiences that I had, I was just like, oh, isn't that crazy? It's just so weird. All this, and it's like, okay, I've learned to, at this point, accept that all of these things are happening, because I can't just be like, oh, that's so weird, that's so crazy. No, I just have to accept it. I just have to accept it. Because you have to think also, it's like, this really isn't me, but there are people who, okay, let me back up here. So there are people who have some sort of like psychic ability where they, or maybe not even a psychic ability, maybe they go into some haunted place, they live in a haunted place and they have spirits and whatever, and it's like there comes a point where you feel as though you're going insane. It's like, am I actually hearing things? Am I seeing things? Are these things actually happening, or do I have some sort of mental illness? I personally have not experienced that, because I don't really see any sort of spirits, or I've had experiences in the past, but not like some other people who, experience those sort of things. But that's really not where my powers tend to come from. Mine are very much based in intuition and really guiding me on a very positive path, it seems. Especially very recently, I've been very connected. So I've learned to realize, well, instead of thinking all these things are crazy, it's like, why say these things are crazy? Just accept them. Accept them for what it is. It's like, if you use like tarot cards, for example, which I've talked about, I have used them. I've found videos that are match up perfectly. You really cannot make up the experiences that I've had with these things that perfectly align so well. It's like, okay, maybe you just have a thought of something. Okay, you can pass that off. No, you have a thought and then you see it laid out in the tarot cards. Okay. And then you get more confirmation when you continue to ask and you draw some more cards. Okay. Then you find some random video online that just perfectly describes everything that you just experienced. And it's like, okay. At that point, it's undeniable, where you have to just learn to accept and just go along with the ride, or whatever it is. The problem is, when you have fear, when you're living in a state of fear, you're preventing your growth. You're preventing yourself from learning the skills that life is teaching you, because you're afraid. Maybe you're even afraid of whatever the outcome is, because if the outcome, especially if the outcome is something negative, so you're anticipating something negative to happen, and maybe your thought about something negative is what's going to happen, because you're thinking negatively. Why not think more positively about the situation, or see what you can learn from it? So, or in my case, when I've gotten these cards that say a very specific outcome of what is going to happen to me, of what some sort of major event is going to occur in my life, whoever knows when, I just think about, well, what is the actual action that's taken place towards this goal? Because right now there is no action towards that goal. So then I begin to have doubt, and then I begin to have fear. It's like, oh, what if it doesn't happen? It's like, oh, and then I feel afraid. I can feel alone. I can feel as though everything has just been lying to me. But then it's like, hold on now. Just trust the process of how everything is unfolding, and just accept what you don't know and what you don't understand. Because I cannot explain it, my situations. I can describe them to you. I can describe them to anyone else. But unless you actually experience it like I have, you're never really going to truly know. You're never going to know what went through my mind when I saw everything laid out the way that it has been. It's like everything is like perfectly laid out in a way that if I lay it all out for you, you would see everything and go, you just made that up. Because it doesn't make any sort of sense. But at this point, I've been like, okay, I'm just going to accept it. I'm going to accept it as it is, because that is what life is teaching me right now. Accept the flow of life and allow things to progress the way that they are intended to. And you will notice very positive changes happen. So I guess the whole moral of this is you can have fear, you can be afraid, you can be in denial of the unknown, of paranormal things that may happen to you. You may think you're crazy, but it could just be that there's plenty of things that you don't know that are happening around you that you can't comprehend, you cannot understand, you cannot put logic into it, you cannot try to prove it with any sort of scientific evidence, because all of that sort of stuff is a mystery. You don't know. So you have to learn to just accept it and go along with the flow and see where life takes you. Right now, life is telling me, hey, look at all these abilities that have just been opened up to you. And here is how you're going to be rewarded. So continue to focus on these abilities. Continue to be the best person you can and never lose sight of what that end goal is. Always trust this progress that is happening. Trust yourself. Trust that everything that is happening is guiding you in the right direction. And you know what the end result is. All you got to do is trust it. And then I keep getting confirmations about that. Constantly. I keep getting confirmations, but then some doubt starts to creep in. And I just got to remember, hey, I've seen the end result of where things could be headed. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5, so many times. I should be able to just accept it at that point. But sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's very hard to trust yourself and trust things when things around you don't seem like that's what's actually happening. But if you trust the bigger picture that is at play, then lots of things start to run much more smoothly. So just trust the process that is unfolding, trust yourself, and just go along with the flow and eliminate the fear, because the fear is what's holding you back. The fear and denial that you have, let it all go, and you will realize so many more possibilities that will be opening up to you as you begin to love yourself and other people and be more aligned with who you truly are. So that was all. So let me know what your thoughts are, and you all take care. Bye-bye.